to do when you feel that people are not really getting what you're saying. This can happen in a bunch of different situations, but I would say that the most common one is the one in which you're giving a presentation, maybe in a meeting, you're explaining something about your project, your team, your work, and you see people sort of catching their phones, scrolling, or they're somewhere else. They're not there with you. So what do we do then? So clearly they're not there with us because we didn't succeed in keeping their attention. And in the vast majority of cases, that's because they just don't understand what you're talking about. I always like to remember the cases when I was a PhD student and I would attend many scientific conferences, and how I would tune out instantly because the people were speaking, like they were brilliant speakers, they were brilliant scientists, but they were speaking in a way that was completely impossible to understand for me. So just take a moment and think about those situations, like those meetings where you're like, what is this person even talking about? Chances are it's happening to you as well. So how can we solve this problem? And what is it actually the problem? Why don't people understand us when we even try to make our work as understandable as possible to them? So the thing is that we are all biased. What does this mean? This means that we all feel that people know more about our job and our work than they actually do. The thing is that people don't really care about your work. They don't care about how brilliant your work is, your algorithm, your experiment, your protocol, or whatever it is that you're doing. They care what is it in there for them? Like, how can they benefit from what you're doing? And this is an interesting shift because just by explaining things from this perspective, like instead of explaining things from your perspective, okay, I did this was the protocol, this was the outcome of this protocol, of this experiment, or this is how we fix this algorithm or optimized it and so on. Just think for a moment about what is it that they want to know. What is it they want to know? Chances are they want to know, does this make their work easier? Does this save them time, basically, money, or in any other way impacts them in a positive way? So this is one part of the story, and the other part is that they really don't get you objectively because you're speaking in a very, very jargonic and technical way that they just cannot follow. And this is something that I see happening a lot with scientists, specifically when they use these super jargonic terms that no one really gets outside of their super specific little niche field, and all of the rest of us are like, okay, but we are not sure what this acronym means or what this specific word means. So this is something that you should really take into account, and one of the ways to do that is to, when you're designing your presentation or your slides, or when you're giving a talk, or even when you are writing the report, which is possibly the easiest way to spot it because it's harder when you're speaking to really spot and remember what you were saying. But when you have a report, you really have it written there black on white. So you can go there and really say, okay, try to look at it with the eyes of the person who doesn't know anything about your job. Like, what would they understand from those words and those paragraphs that you've written? And just by doing this super simple exercise, you sort of instantly shift the paradigm, and you instantly get this mindset shift that will really make you closer to the people who are listening to you. And chances are they will scroll eventually because our attention spans are super, super short. But our goal is to bring people along. And whenever we bring them along, they feel included. Therefore, they are much less likely to just give up on listening to you whatsoever. So this would be one tip. And of course, the thing is that those tips sound really, really simple to implement, but my experience tells me that it's really hard to do so and have the discipline to do so and have the guidance to do so when you're doing it on your own. And this is why I designed a coaching program for STEM professionals that is aimed specifically for scientists, engineers, data scientists, developers, and other STEM professionals who struggle with explaining their work, who struggle with communication skills in a way they feel is stopping their career or preventing it from having the progress they would wish, or really they feel this sort of panic whenever they have to explain their work. They just want someone else to do it and so on. So this is what we work on in my coaching programs. Topics like this. What should I do when people stop listening to me? How should I handle this presentation? How do I explain to people who are decision makers but are not really experts in my field what is the thing that I bring to the table, how I benefit the group, the team, and so on. So those topics, we work exactly on those topics, and we do a very hands-on sessions that we really try to implement all of the theoretical stuff that chances are you already heard in many other communication courses. Because the issue here isn't the theory, but rather the application. How do I really analyze a paragraph in a way that I can see what are my own errors and my own mistakes so that I can correct it next time and make sure that people who are going to read it actually understand it, and so on. So if you feel that you would be interested in this kind of thing, I will leave down below a link for a completely free discovery call in which you can tell me something about your challenges, your specific issues that you're facing in your STEM career, and we can see if I would be a good coach for you, and if this is something that would work for you and you would be interested in. So I hope that you will find this video useful, and see you in another video. Bye bye.